Greetings from my heart to your thoughts, and from God's word to your mind. Today's word is simple, but it's heavy. It's titled, When Life Keeps Taking, Hold On. I need to talk to someone who feels like life has been taken more than it's been given, and you're trying to figure out how much more you can take. Think about that. So let's ask, can we be real for a second? Have you ever felt like life is just taken from you back to back to back to back? And you're sitting there thinking, Lord, I don't understand this anymore. Well, I'm going to tell you this, hold on. I'm talking about that kind of season where you're losing things you prayed about, you're losing people you thought would stay, and everything just feels like it's slipping right through your hands. And nobody really knows how heavy it is because you still show up, you still smile, but deep down, you're asking, why is this happening to me? Well, let me tell you something. If it were me, I'd be struggling with that too. But listen, don't miss this message. Let me take you to a man named Job in the book of Job. Let's go. So, this man didn't just go through a bad moment, he went through a total collapse. He lost his children, he lost his wealth, he lost his health. Hold on, pause right there. So that's not just pain, that's everything hitting at once. And what makes it harder to understand is this: he didn't do anything wrong. So now the question becomes, God, why would you allow this? And maybe that's exactly what you've been asking too. Why did I lose that? Why did that door close? Why did everything fall apart at the same time? But let me tell you something very, very, very real. Sometimes life will take things from you and it will not make sense at all in the moment. But watch Job. Even in confusion, even in silence, even in pain, he didn't turn away from God. So hold on. He stayed. He stayed faithful when he didn't feel anything. He stayed grounded when everything around him was shaken. He stayed in the fight when most people would have walked away. And I know somebody right now is thinking, that sounds strong, but I don't know if I could do that. Let me be honest with you. If it were me, I might question God over and over and over again. I might cry until I had nothing left. I might have even turned and feel like giving up. But Job shows us something powerful. He shows us faith is not proven when everything is good. Faith is proven when everything is gone. But hold on, because here's the real shift. After all the loss, after all the pain, and after all the silence, God didn't forget about him. God didn't abandon him. God restored him. And not just restored him, he gave him double. Think about that. Double what he lost, double what he thought was gone forever. So let me speak to you right now. Just because it left your hands doesn't mean it left God's plan. Stay right there in that second. Because you might be in a season where it feels like everything is being stripped away. But what if this is not the end? What if this is a setup for restoration? Because Job didn't see it in the middle either, but he stayed. So I want to talk to someone who's tired, someone who's been questioning, someone who's barely holding on. Remind you to hold on. Don't quit in the middle of what you don't understand. Don't walk away from God just because you can't trace his hand, because there's a later coming in your story. And in that later, God will restore, God will rebuild. And when he does, it won't be what you thought It won't be what you had before. It will be double. If this message hits your heart and your mind in any way, don't ignore it. Tap that subscribe button and that like button because we're walking through real life, real faith, real pain, and real restoration together. And remember, God's not finished with your story yet. So please hold on.